Hi everyone, I'm Emily Hargrove. You're probably wondering who I am and what I am doing here. Well, Arthur and Farrah White are on a film shoot this week, so I am stepping in on For the Love of Dogs. So thank you so much for joining us. On today's show, we are going to catch up with DFW Rescue Me and find out more about their justice program. Plus, we are going to catch up with Sea Lion before her trip to Australia. But first, did you know that it's very common for a husky to have two different color eyes? Huskies are beautiful dogs, and no one knows that better than the co-founder of Texas Husky Rescued. Leisha Adams is the co-founder and president of Texas Husky Rescue. She's here today with Mary Bolton, who serves as the vice president of this local animal rescue organization. We welcome both to the show today. Thank you both for being here. Really, it's a pleasure to have you here. And this little girl is beautiful.
Thank you.
And huskies really are beautiful. So tell me about Texas Husky Rescue, and how did it get started? Tell me the history of the organization.
Well, we're founded in 2009, and a group of us basically started we were with another Husky Rescue that kind of was no longer valid, or they were kind of getting out of the rescue business.
Sure.
And so we had decided that we wanted to start, because there was such a need for huskies. You don't think there was that many huskies in Texas, but unfortunately there are quite a few. But we thought we were going to be very small, and we ended up are growing by leaps and bounds.
Well, and so when you say growing by leaps and bounds, how many huskies have you taken into your program and adopted out?
We have taken in over like 600, and I think 65 was the last count as of today.
That's huge, 665, and that's statewide.
That is statewide. We've pulled from probably 5 different states.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we try to focus mostly on Texas, and we will pull mostly from the animal shelters before the dog is euthanized. We will take some owner surrenders only as far as if we have the space, on kind of a case-by-case basis, and but mostly from the shelters or like a seizure.
And so the shelters know as soon as a husky comes in then to call you?
Right.
And so no, I mean, do any huskies ever pass, not get into your program?
If we don't have space, we try to take as many as we possibly can.
And the other states are they surrounding states that you've pulled from too?
We have taken from from Kansas, from Louisiana, from Arkansas, right.
Yeah.
And so those states don't have a similar program to yours?
A lot of them don't have, like Louisiana does not have a Husky Rescue. Arkansas has a smaller one. Oklahoma does not really have a per se breed-specific Husky Rescue.
Right. So that's, 665 is a huge amount.
Right.
And as you said earlier, you wouldn't think that huskies are from Texas, or you have a lot of huskies from Texas, and there are.
There are.
And how do they cope in the heat?
They do fine in the heat, as long as they're indoor dogs. They
Right.
cannot be outdoor dogs in Texas. So.
So tell me the story about Paisley.
Paisley came from a seizure, and from a cruelty seizure. She was taken from her previous owners from the shelter, had seized her from animal control, and she had mange, a pretty bad case of mange, and she was very frightened when we first got her. We've had her about 3 months, and you can see that her coat's grown in quite a bit, and she's not afraid of people anymore.
She's not. Considering that she's only been with you just for a few months.
Right.
She's really friendly.
Right.
She's come a long way.
Oh, look at you! You are so pretty. I know. I could take you home. I could.
She's up for adoption.
And I would in a heartbeat. I think my husband might put a little bit of a crush on. I did adopt one of my dogs from this show. So
she's great with other dogs, and she loves people.
And is she good with kids?
She is.
Yes. Very gentle.
And so did they give you details on the cruelty case?
A lot of times we don't get the specifics of them. Sometimes we do. We have done several cruelty cases, and sometimes we get a little of the specifics, but sometimes we don't hear all the details.
And in terms of, if somebody is looking to adopt a dog and they think about huskies, what would you tell them about the breed?
It takes a special person for a husky because they are very energetic and they do need a lot of exercise. You can't be a couch potato and want a husky.
Right.
If the husky gets bored, they can get very destructive.
Oh, really?
Yes, very. And they are very affectionate. They need either a pack of dogs or a pack they're humans.
Yeah.
They also shed quite a bit.
Oh, they do.
So if you don't like shedding, then a husky is probably not for you. They can dig, and there are huge escape artists.
Oh, so you really you have to have your fences up and,
Right.
and locked and
they-
not being able to dig.
Right.
Right.
And if they get out the front door, then they will be gone.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that they'll come back, or find a game that they'll want to come back, or train them
Like
very
she's-
well.
But they seem really, I mean, she's very placid, isn't she?
Yes.
She's very
And
affectionate.
how many, you set goals each year for, how many dogs you want to rescue, you want to adopt out. What is your goal for this year?
175.
And how are you doing so far?
We're actually exceeding the goal so far. We haven't exceeded the goal, but we're surpassing what we are setting
well
out.
on our way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's fantastic. That really, well, congratulations, both of you. And how do you, in terms of keeping the program going and raising money, what are the things that you do to raise money for the program?
Well, we have some great donors. We have some wonderful volunteers. We have some great fundraisers. We have some dog washes that we have a couple times a year. And we also are having our annual golf tournament in September 20th at the Coyote Ridge golf course in Carrollton. So any golfers that would like to come, we always need new golfers.
And how is that set up? Is it, do people, they pay to play? How can you get involved with that?
They pay to play. Yeah, it's $125 this year, and it's a scramble, and so it's a lot of fun.
I bet it is.
It's a lot of fun.
I bet.
And all the proceeds go to the dogs and saving more dogs.
Oh, that is that. So what date is that, did you say?
September 20th.
And how do they find out the details for that?
They can go to our website, which is www.texashuskyrescue.org.
Texas, and then they can, and hopefully you'll have found a home by then.
Right.
Because, oh yes, do you want to give me kisses? Do you want to give me kisses? Yeah. Oh, she's like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Recently, your organization was featured in Texas Dogs and Cats magazine.
San Antonio, yeah.
In San Antonio, that's great.
Right, yes.
And so what was that article about?
We had another cruelty seizure dog that, Bellin, that was a really bad seizure, and he was very badly abused, and he has just came leaps and bounds, and he was adopted out in San Antonio by some wonderful volunteers and fosters of ours, and so he was featured in the magazine. He's actually now a pet therapy dog, and so he was featured, and then also the Texas Husky was also featured.
Oh,
in
he
that
was?
too, yes.
Oh, that's, well, because that Arthur is he's a huge proponent of service dogs in pet therapy, so he'll be really sad to have missed you today.
Right.
Because he's very, as I say, I mean, his dog is a service dog, so, oh, Paisley's noticed something over there. What do you think is your ultimate goal for Texas Husky Rescue?
We would like to save as many dogs and help control the population, and so that we don't have to be around and and educate as many people on the breed
As that you
right.
that you possibly can. Well, it seems like you're doing with what you've done so far. It seems like you're on track for that. So both of you, thank you very, very, very much for being here, and I look forward to hearing about Paisley and whether or not when she gets. It's not a matter of if, it's
Right.
a matter of when. So when she gets adopted out. Well, both of you, thank you for being here.
Right.
If you want to learn more about the Texas Husky Rescue, call 877-894-8759. or visit their website, texashuskyrescue.org, or check out their Facebook page. We're going to take a break, but up next, an update on DFW Rescue Me. Stay with us.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I am a pet lover first.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. DFW Rescue Me's mission is to save as many dogs from being euthanized in Dallas as possible. But it has a new mission, and that is to help abused dogs. Jim Wenger and Claire Fowler with DFW Rescue Me are here with details of a new program called Voices for Justice. Welcome back. Well, welcome back to Jim, and welcome to Claire, because it's your first time to be on the show. So both of you, thank you very much for being here.
Well, thank you very
and
much.
I'm very, very fond of your organization because one of my pups is we adopted through you, so little Millie. So tell me, what have you been doing in the year since you've been on the show?
Oh, it's been a crazy year. We did the fair again. We do the Bark at Fair Park, where we co-op with Dallas Animal Services. Have a booth out at the fair. Had 150 dogs adopted last year.
Did you really?
Between the two groups.
That's huge.
Oh yeah, it's
that's amazing. Was that the first time you'd done it?
Last year was the second year.
And so were the numbers up from the year before?
They were about the same.
Oh, they were?
Fair attendance was actually down, so we were happy to be same as the year before.
Right, 150 dogs. That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And then how many dogs are you up to adopted now on your website?
1,087.
Well done. 1,000. Because I check it periodically, and I think the last time I checked it, it was in the 700s. So that's amazing.
Yeah, in 2 years.
That is really amazing. Now, so tell me, we're going to talk about these two lovely pups in a minute, but tell me, the big focus for you right now is your Voices for Justice program.
Yeah, it's a spinoff of our Justice Fund, which is for the critically abused and injured animals that we get out of Dallas Animal Services. And we've created a group that goes out to the schools, and we talk to them about how to make dogs and cats part of your family, and how to recognize abuse and what to do. And Claire's gone on some of those.
We bring out the dogs and talk to them about the basic things, and then what to look for if they see a dog being abused. And it's great with the little kids; they really respond well.
I bet they do. And so, are they all ages then of the schools, elementary through high school, or?
We've done pre-K through 5th grade. I know we've done some middle schools, all ages.
And so, what are the main top things that you tell the kids when you go out?
Well, first we talk about justice. We tell them the story, and then we talk about the basic things: food, water, shelter, and love. And we talk about the consequences of abuse. We adjust it for each age, of course.
Right,
and
yeah.
Then we tell them how to the vet visits, just flea, tick, heart guard, spay and neuter is really important. Basic things.
So how do the schools find you to how's that set up, right now? I mean, do they invite you in? Do you call them? How do you set up the relationships?
A little bit of both. It's mostly word of mouth through the teachers have heard about us, and they can visit our website and invite us. But it's mostly the teachers that say, hey, I've heard about this great program. I'd like our school to be a part of it.
Yeah, because I mean, at my son's school, I think they'd love it, especially if you take in a dog or a couple of dogs that are up for adoption.
Yes, or dogs that were justice dogs that had been abused, and we want them to see them after.
Right.
So we do some before and after pictures and some before and after with the dogs.
So do you really, in terms of the program, do you really try and, when you're pulling dogs from the shelter, do you really try and pull the ones that you know have been abused to give them a second chance, or what's the process with that?
I know personally, I have a soft spot for the underdog.
Right.
You know, the one that has the broken leg that nobody's going to want to help fix.
Yeah.
But you can't do that every time because it's so expensive.
Right.
So you have to have a mix of, you know, ones that are ready to go that don't need the medical attention.
Right. I mean, how much, you know, can you put a dollar amount on an average dollar amount on how much it is to save one that needs that extra medical attention?
Broken legs, $1,500.
Is it really?
Yeah. And so you add on the top of that, you've got heartworm, most likely a heartworm positive dog, maybe a skin infection, something like that, and you need your isolation for 10 days. You know, you're talking $2,000, $2,500.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? And
absolutely.
And for one that doesn't need that extra special attention, what would that be run at?
If we have to spay or neuter them and get all their vaccinations and isolation, by the time we do all that, it's about $300.
Okay.
So there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But we would like to save more of the injured.
You do, yeah. I mean, you pull exclusively from Dallas Animal Services,
That's
don't
correct.
you? And so, and most of those are spayed. Aren't they spayed and neutered when they come in, or not?
Everyone that is adopted out to the public is spayed and neutered.
Okay.
And we get them a lot of the times before that happens.
Right.
So we're doing that too.
And do you take the ones from the VSP list?
We usually don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My philosophy on the VSP list is they're the most protected. They're the most advertised. Yeah. Everybody knows that they're there. But the dogs behind the VSP list that are waiting for those slots, nobody knows about. And those are the ones that we want, that nobody hears about.
Yeah, that's well, because they've got a great photographer there, Sylvia, and she makes them. I mean, whenever it pops up on my Facebook, I'm calling my husband and say, "Can we?"
And the VSP list hits the news. Everybody's talking about it. Those are the dogs that are actually safe.
Well, talking about that's a good way of looking at it. These two you obviously pulled from the shelter.
Actually, I'll let you tell.
Yeah. They're special for us because they were pulled from the streets.
Oh, they were?
A volunteer saw their mama, her belly dragging the ground, and she went out with fried chicken in a trap, and she caught her that night. And the next night, she had 9 puppies.
Did she really? Oh, my God.
Lennon is one of 9. So.
And what type of dog is Lennon?
It's funny because I call them designer babies, one of a kind, because each one was a different color. But their mama looks like a black lab with short basset hound legs. So she's got some basset in her, definitely lab.
Oh, our first dog was a Beagle Basset, so I really love those big feet. I just want to grab onto them. And so the siblings, what's happened to the siblings? Have they been adopted out?
Everyone's adopted except for Lennon.
Oh,
she's
Lennon!
the last one. So.
Oh, gosh, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
Yes.
I don't think it'll take long for her to get adopted out.
Oh, no.
And then what about this princess right here?
This is Fiona.
Princess Fiona.
That's right.
And was she from the street or was she from the shelter?
She was from the shelter. Yeah, very rarely we get them from the street.
It's
a special situation when we do that, a
Yeah.
volunteer, or every now and then with Duck Team 6.
Right.
But yeah, Fiona came from the shelter. She was very shy, afraid of the leash and walking through doorways. And she's a American Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
How is she with kids and with?
She's great.
Is she?
Yeah. I wouldn't have her with cats.
Oh, really?
But everything else, she's just great. She really is. She loves to play and snuggle and just have a good time.
Oh my gosh, you are adorable. And she's just so they're both so chilled out, aren't they?
Yep.
So in terms of what you've got coming up and raising money for DFW Rescue Me.
So we sponsor spay days every other month at Dallas Animal Services.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got one coming up in September.
Great.
We've got our Dinner for Justice coming up for our Justice Fund, and that'll be in July.
Oh, so that's just around the corner.
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
Yep.
And again, the third annual D.R. Horton Bark at Fair Park.
Yes.
We've got coming up this summer, and a multi-group event, Wags and Waves.
And which, of course, American Dog Rescue was their presenting sponsor last year.
Yes.
Yes, and I know that Arthur is definitely looking at that to see if he can be involved again this year.
Fantastic.
So,
that's a great time.
And that is, well, I went out to join you all, and everybody was having a whale of a time. It was. What date is that again?
It's September 21st.
September 21st.
Yeah.
And the weather, it's not too hot, but it's still warm. And you can just
middle 80s, and
yeah.
We're crossing our fingers for sunshine.
Well, it wasn't sunny last year, but it didn't matter, did it?
No, it
because
didn't.
everyone was just out having a fantastic time. So both of you, thank you so much. And I'm going to tell my son's school about your Voices for Justice, because I think it sounds wonderful.
Oh, we love it. It's a great program.
Really. Well, thank you both for coming on, and keep up the good work. Next time I see it, it'll be over 2,000.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Learn more about Voices for Justice or any programs at DFW Rescue Me by visiting their website, dfwrescueme.org. We're going to take another break, but when we come back, an update on Sea Lion. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Crow, and I'm a musician and a mother, and this is Buttercup. She's also a mother, but not by choice. She's a survivor of a puppy mill. Buttercup spent her life in a dirty wooden hutch, forced to produce litter after litter. She never went to a veterinarian or a groomer. She never had a soft spot to rest or a kind touch. She existed this way in cruel isolation year after year. Puppy mills are mass production factories where mother dogs suffer their entire lives, producing nearly 100% of puppies sold in pet stores and on the internet. When these dogs are no longer able to produce, they are often destroyed. Buttercup's nightmare ended the day Animal Rescue Corps saved her life. She finally knows what it means to have a loving family. But for the millions of dogs suffering in the estimated 15,000 puppy mills across the United States, this nightmare continues. Animal Rescue Corps and I ask you to visit your local shelter or rescue when choosing your next animal companion. You will not only be saving a life, you will be helping put an end to this cruel industry. Please go to animalrescuecorps.org to learn more about ending puppy mills. Buttercup and I thank you.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. We're here with our very special guest, Linda Mason, who is here with Sea Lion. And Arthur is so sad that he can't be here to see you both today, because he has really championed Sea Lion's journey from Thailand to the States, and he has been living with you for the last 6 months, and he is about to head off in a few days back to Australia.
To Australia for the first time, yeah. It's just a couple more days.
Oh, exactly. Yes, I say back to Australia. I know that his mother is Ellie Harris, is from Australia, and he's going to go and find his forever home with her.
That's right.
And so tell me, for 6 months, he has been living with you, and you have been his foster mum, and how has it been?
Wonderful. He's an absolutely great little dog. We're so pleased to have been able to help with this whole project. He's a goofy little thing, but he's been fun. We love fostering, so this was another opportunity to do that.
And does this open your eyes to the possibilities of what can be done in terms of bringing the world together?
Absolutely. It's certainly taken the world to save this one little dog.
Hasn't it just?
Yeah, between the amazing volunteers over and staff at Soy Dogs in Thailand, who saved him initially, and then Ellie, who found him, who brought him to the attention of American Dog Rescue, who brought him to the attention of EARS, who called me and said, will you foster? And then everything all the way back around to Ellie. It's really taken a lot of people to save one dog, which may seem a little silly, but he's so much more than that. It's more about educating people to the story, raising awareness about why he needed saving, and other dogs need saving.
Right.
So yeah.
And that's the thing, is that the illegal dog meat trade is so horrific out there, and hopefully this has brought the attention over here in North America to that, and maybe in Australia through Ellie. But what is his status in terms of his leg?
Well, we were hopeful when he first came that they might be able to do something to save it, and they wanted to wait a little while to let him grow a little before they really made any assessments or did anything to him. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to be able to be saved.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it looks like they're going to have to amputate. Frankly, I'm not worried about it. Nothing slows this animal down. He'll be just fine. But we decided to wait until he got home to Australia because it would be easier recuperation and all that, so he doesn't have to travel, recently having had surgery and all that.
And will he actually have, will he even notice that it's gone? Because does he rest on it right now?
He does. He sort of uses it as a crutch.
He does?
But
okay.
He's so adaptable to every situation. He's really been through so much already. I'm not worried about his ability to adapt to that. It's unfortunate. We were hopeful to save it, and there's still, that very, very slight outside chance that the doctors there might have some other suggestion. But I'm not worried about it. He'll be just fine.
Well, Linda, as I say, you have been you've been a savior for him and for everything that you've done for him. And I know Arthur wanted to give you this. It's a certificate of appreciation from American Dog Rescue to say lovely. Thank you for everything that you've done for Sea Lion and Ears Texas. And I know that he is exceptionally grateful to you and to Kimberly and all at Ears. So thank you. This is your certificate of appreciation to pop up on your wall.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
and remember this little guy by.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to seeing how things go with Ears, and I know that once he goes, you'll probably take another.
We'll be fostering more. Absolutely. That's what we love to do.
Once one finds his home, then another one comes in.
Exactly. So, and we value the participation of American Dog Rescue and all of that. And I know that they've been raising money on their website for his surgery, so that's going to be tremendously helpful. And like we were saying earlier, it takes a whole lot of people to do it, but it's worth it.
It does. It really does. It takes a whole world, not just a village. Well, Sea Lion, have a great trip, my boy, and thank you, Linda, once again. And that's all we have time for today's show. Thanks to Texas Husky Rescue and DFW Rescue Me for being our special guests, and to Linda for coming on in. Remember to keep up with For the Love of Dogs online at AmericanDogRescue.org, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.